I created a game for Android that will be available to you to play for free on March 26th. I wanted the game to look really good and smooth for everyone, but didn't want to sacrifice some of the effects, so I created this graphics setting so you can change the graphics yourself and get a better performance. This is the game running on a Super Beast device called Samsung S23 Ultra.
Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight.
And this is the game running on a 5-year-old phone called Xiaomi Note 8 Pro using different graphics settings. The game is open world and it means that we will have dynamic lighting all over the place, and baking the lighting is not an option. This is the most useful option to expose to the player to get a better performance, which is exposed as shadow quality. Medium setting has a worse quality and low setting has no shadows at all, which will save up to 10 milliseconds on some older Android phones. Since I'm using dynamic lighting everywhere, I have to use ambient occlusion to simulate some sort of indirect global illumination. This effect is pretty old and was more obvious in games like Far Cry 3 and Battlefield 3 in the last generations. It looks a lot better these days and it is worth the use, but the performance costs can't be a bit high at times. I would like the people who can run the game on high setting to have the best experience, and ambient occlusion at the same time, so I had to disable it for medium and low settings to save some performance. Do you think this is a good decision? Please let me know in the comment section. Next up is changing the resolution, or in other words, screen percentage, changing the number of pixels to render without changing the screen size to get a better performance but more blurry picture. We will make up for it in the anti-aliasing section anyway. The performance difference is noticeable and it is definitely worth the change. The anti-aliasing method we are using is called MSAA, which is again a pretty old and useless method, but come on man, we are developing a game for mobile, not a high quality console game. The renderer is called forward shading, which is pretty old and doesn't support newer methods like TAA. I could use AMD's FSR for mobile, which is an AI-based anti-aliasing system, but surprisingly it is worse than MSAA. using older devices, I have had to limit the texture streaming to use lower resources and load less textures on both RAM and GPU, which is directly a better performance. Less lag for people with less RAM and weaker GPUs mean the world to me, since they can at least enjoy the action easily. I'm using a huge amount of post-processing effects, so it only makes sense to make it available in the graphics settings. Effects like depth of field, bloom, and ambient occlusion quality will change with this setting. The game is open world, and this means that you will see a lot of distance objects in the screen, which means more load both on CPU and GPU. We need to make sure that if they are really far away, they aren't rendered, or in other words, we need to pop in and pop out in the screen. View distance quality is what controls this feature, meaning if you select the low option, you are more likely to notice objects pop in, whereas if you select the high option, pop in will noticeably be less. This makes sure that you have a better performance in every way and things can go super smooth and fast for you. Fog is what I rely on a lot to get a better look, but the problem is that it can get super heavy super fast if they are stacked on top of each other in this scene, and every pixel will need to be rendered sometimes more than 20 times in order to render fog. The only magical move in this case would be to change the fog amount and have less layers to get a better performance. It is a game changer and it can take back up to 20 milliseconds in some older machines, which is just a lot. The game is going to be available on March 26th and you can play it for free, of course. Please let me know what to add to the game and what to fix. We can create an outstanding game together. Thank you.